What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got another episode of This Week in Warframe. We're going with the weekly reset. We're on September 10th of 2023. Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. I'll also be live tonight doing this weekly reset stuff and doing some Steel Path Endurance runs. If you want to hop in, come stop by the live stream channel. And just an FYI, there's really not much going on in Warframe this week, so don't expect too much besides the weekly reset stuff we always go over. Alright, let's hop right in with the first weekly reset item. We have the item at Teshin. Now, as far as new updates coming out soon, we don't have one until October, so keep that in mind. September's going to be a pretty much dead month for Warframe. Teshin's weekly item is the 3X Forma, fully built for 75 steel essence. So if that's worth it to you, feel free. So in October, we'll be getting the Abyss of the Goth update with a pet rework, new frame, a new mini quest, Hydroid rework, and some other stuff too. So once that comes out, we'll have some fresh stuff to jump into in Warframe. Until then, the most recent update is the Echoes of Deviri, which brought basically some new decrees and quality of life stuff. Alright, let's start with the Incarnon rotation for the week. First, for normal path, let's see what we got. Okay, the frame for normal path are Nidus, Octavia, and Hera. These are all frames that are not really viewed as a very easy frame to farm, so I'm going to really have it come down to probably Nidus, honestly. If my memory serves me correctly, back when I was a new player, this was the most annoying frame to farm right here. So I would say probably go for Nidus. His helmet ability, Larva, is not phenomenal. If you're looking for mostly just for helmet purposes, I'd say maybe go for Octavia for the Resonator ability, or for Hera for the Condemn ability. All three of these, well, technically these two frames have main quests. This guy's kind of got a quest. We get to farm Nidus from Infested Salvage on what's it called, Eris. So I really don't like that one at all. I'd say go for Nidus here, but none of these will be a bad choice. With the best helmet probably being Octavia's Resonator or Hera's Condemn. But we'll go for Nidus because he's very annoying to farm. And yeah, Nidus normal is pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the Steel Path Deviri. Let's see what we got this week. Okay, we are on the week 1 rotation again. And before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that Abyss of the Goth update in October I was telling you about, there is an aspect of that update that you may be interested in if you're picking these Incarnons. So, one of the aspects of the Abyss of the Goth update in October is the removal of Mark 1 weapons from the game. Yes, that is happening, and it's apparently removing flawed mods too, just to make it so it's easier for new players to understand this stuff. That being said, if you have installed a Incarnon Genesis Unlocker on a Mark 1 weapon, I don't know what's going to happen with that weapon. I'm expecting a dev stream near the end of the month. They have not told us about the dates exactly on that. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know, if you have a Mark 1 Bratton with a Incarnon Genesis on it, or a Mark 1 Paris, or Mark 1 whatever, be aware these weapons are being removed from the game as far as we know. Now, will we be able to keep the ones we already have? What's going to happen? Are they going to refund all the Forma, all the Incarnon Genesis and all that? We will have to see. So, that being said, let's go over and review these. So, for the Bratton Incarnon, this thing basically becomes a AoE heat rifle once you put it in Incarnon mode. It's got pretty good DPS. I've used it for high-level missions quite a few times. It's just a generic exploding fire rifle, I guess. I guess calling that generic is a little bit unfair. There's the Bratton Vandal and the Bratton Prime. Most players go for the Bratton Prime on this one. It's a decent choice for this week. The Leto Vandal, the Leto Incarnon, one of my least used Incarnons in the whole game. It's basically just a semi-auto version of the dual Toxicist Incarnon with probably less damage too. So if you want to go for this one, I would not really highly recommend it, but maybe if you have no other choices, go for it. You can get some big crit stats. If you are an original founder of this game and you have the Leto Prime, throw it on Leto Prime. If you're not an original founder of this game, you have to use the Leto Vandal, like me and the rest of us. And the Leto Normal also exists technically too. So I wouldn't really recommend going for this one. It's probably like a last resort Incarnon. The Skana Incarnon is going to be getting increased, I believe it's increased damage. Oh, no, it will stun nearby enemies when it activates Incarnon mode or after doing a finisher attack. Maybe if you play Excalibur a lot, this could be kind of cool, as it's a extra radial blind after you use a finisher on an enemy. But that being said, it's probably going to be more of a stat stick at the end of the day with these stat bumps here. There is no Mark 1 Skana, but if you're a founder, the Skana Prime is also a choice here. Not exactly a highly used Incarnon. The Paris Incarnon is pretty much the exact same as the Dread. I just like this one more than the Dread because I have nostalgia for the Paris Prime, honestly. So there is a Mark 1 Paris. Just be aware of that. If you are going to be putting that on there, it might get... we don't know what's going to happen, honestly. And what this does, it's in Incarnon mode, it will fire off big railgun arrows that cover like a decent amount of area. I can have massive status chance on the final tier, so a gas build can be very powerful on this thing. I'd say it's one of the strongest choices of this week. Moving on to the final choice for this week, we got the Kunai Incarnon. It will make it where it basically homes in on headshots and has increased multi-shot in Incarnon form. I don't really have this one maxed out. I just wish there was a Kunai Prime. We have a Mark 1 Kunai and a normal Kunai. Where's the Kunai Prime DE? It's like one of the oldest weapons in the game. But yeah, I don't use this one very much. If you are interested in trying it, I've heard it's very good with Ivara. It's good for like stealth frames, basically. But I use the Despair Incarnon on Ivara for AoE in the first place. This is very single target, so... As far as the best recommendations this week, I'd say go for the primary weapons. So go for the Breton and the Paris. But if you're looking for a pretty good melee weapon, you can maybe go for the Skana, as it has good slash. And if you're a founder, maybe go for the Skana and the Lado, because you probably have those primes if you're an original founder. Kunai and the Lado, for like normal players, I wouldn't really recommend them personally. So yeah, Paris and Breton would be my recommendations for the week. All right, let's go take a look at the Archon hunt, and then we'll go take a look at Kahl. So the Archon hunt for this week, nice. It is a red Archon shard, so the, well, technically Crimson Archon shard, giving things such as power, strength, melee crit damage, etc., etc. Very nice shard to have. It's the red Archon, and our mission types this week are Rescue, Disruption, and the Final Boss Showdown. Make sure you come stop by the stream if you want to, you know, go and throw down some channel points, see if I get this red shard. 60% chance this week. Good luck getting that. All right, let's go over and look at the Kahl missions, Veilbreaker, and the like. Reminder, if you don't have access to this stuff, this is a very late game system that you'll have access to once you do a bunch of the story quests, including the New War and the Veilbreaker quest. Amber Shard at Chipper. Remember, that cannot be a Tau version. And as far as the Kahl mission, I'm on Junk Run. And we've got the challenges of Deathless, so complete without dying. Defeat the mini-boss Sprague. Get 10 kills while using the Helia jetpack. Why is ZE doing this? They did Kahl Go Fast. Again, 15-minute completion with the mini-boss on this one. I thought they weren't supposed to do this because this is actually like very difficult to do, as you have to fight the mini-boss that takes a good amount of time, and then also the actual boss that's completely health-gated now. I'd recommend, if you were doing this, just don't even bother with the mini-boss. If you really want that 15 stock that badly, do a run where you do all of these challenges besides Sprague, and then do a second run. Just kill Sprague and then abort the mission. After you kill Sprague, the completion will count and you will get your stock even if you didn't beat the entire mission a second time through. That's my recommendation to you. The rest of the challenges, though, find an extra thumper part for Chipper and then defeat both the shock beacons using the shock trap. It's in the first room that you would go to find Sprague. All right, Nightwave challenges. Reminder, we have no idea when Nightwave is ending at all. They usually give us at least a 2-week notice before we have it go away, though. I apparently did some Nightwave challenges without even noticing. Alright, so our first weekly is Don't Blow It. Complete 12 conduits in Disruption. Next one is Don't Fear the Reaper. Complete 3 Kuva Siphon missions. Reminder, you don't actually need to beat the Siphon for this. You can just run past the Siphon and just complete the objective. Go find some capture missions. Go find a rescue. Go find an exterminate. Ignore the Siphon. It will count for this challenge. You can also beat the challenge. Beat the Siphon too if you want some extra Kuva along the way. Explorer, complete 3 Railjack missions. Doesn't have to be different Railjack missions, just any Railjack missions. Non-free flight, good to know. Kill 500 enemies, pretty straightforward. Unlock 3 relics, I'll definitely be doing that tonight. And then the first Elite Weekly, defeat 5 Void Angels in the Zeramon. You might have access to that if you haven't beaten the Zeramon yet. And then defeat the Ropa List, a special boss fight on Jupiter. For your cred offerings of the week, evergreen stuff at the top. And we've got some helmets here. We've got the Grendel Glut helmet. Very nice one right there. We've got... What else we got here? We've got the Protea Telema helmet. And really, if you like these, it's up to you. It's personal preference, of course. We got both Protea helmets this week. The Protea Mauve helmet is well nice. I like the Mauve helmet more than the Telema helmet, personally. For your Aura mods, you got Physique, Fistal Scavenger, Energy Siphon, and Enemy Radar. I'd say as far as must-haves, Energy Siphon and Enemy Radar are must-haves. Physique and Pistol Scavenger are hardly ever used unless it's the only thing you have. For Mastery Fodder and just Nightwave blueprints in general, we have the Ceramic Dagger blueprint this week. If you do not have this, make sure you do get this and hold on to it, as the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon is one of the best Incarnons in the entire game. The Pangolin Sword is also Mastery Fodder, and there's the Pangolin Prime as well. So yeah, Ceramic Dagger is here. And we also have some PvP augment mods down here. We got Ambush Optics with Rubico, Singularity for Nyx, and Skull Shots the Viper. Alright, so that's basically it for the week. Yeah, I'm hoping that DE tells us about the next dev stream this week. I'm not expecting it to be this week. I'm expecting it to be the last week of the month. But yeah, I'm expecting some big stuff in the next dev stream, including, the Goth abilities, maybe some Hydra rework information, pet rework information, etc., etc. So keep an eye on that. I'll, of course, report when I do talk about that on this channel. And yeah, I really appreciate all the support, guys. Let's take a look at these Invigorations that we're going to call. I'll go start the stream up and do some Archon hunts. Alright, so if you don't have access to this stuff, you can either buy this in the market, or you can go to level 5, the Deimos Syndicate. And it will give you the Helmet Invigoration segment. Alright, we got 250% melee damage and 75% reload speed for Gara. That's pretty good for Gara nuker build, as melee damage does scale her 4, I believe it is. We've got 100% ability range and 1,000 extra health for Rhino. Well, the health is pretty useless, just like the reload speed is kind of useless on Gara, but hey, at least some extra range. And then for going along the line of useless Invigorations, we have immunity to status effects and primary damage for Atlas, as he is a mostly melee frame, and he's immune to knockdowns at least while grounded. I don't see much use for this Invigoration. I don't really see any use for any of these Invigorations as far as an override, so I guess it's a good thing there's no double resource weekend, as I want a good Invigoration to use for that double resource weekend. Either way, guys, I appreciate all the support. I'll see you on stream very soon. Go get your Incarnons if you want to. If you're taking it a little bit easy on Warframe right now because there's not much going on, I don't blame you. Let's just hope that we get a good dev stream at the end of the month. Alright, guys, take it easy. See you next video. Peace!